You know, any entrepreneur, wherever they are, the only thing that matters to them are like two simple things. Whether their investments are going to remain, whether there's any guarantee that their investments are going to stay safe. And the second thing, whether they have the guarantees to get the resources, the power supplies, labor resources that have been promised to them. And the task of a lawyer is not settling the conflict. That's the last thing that, it's the last that they do. The task of any lawyer is to make sure that those conflicts don't happen in the first place. Whether it's arranging a deal or making a project happen in such a way that those ideas actually happen. So any businessman, whether it's a Russian businessman going abroad or it's a foreign businessman coming to Russia, they feel the same way about these two aspects. The main barriers aren't in the legal field. We have a fairly developed law, and if civil law that regulates the creation of companies and the whole architecture of business. It used to lag behind, and our entrepreneurs used to they chose themselves the English law to structure their deals. The recent reform of civil legislature, it basically found an answer to all of those questions, and our current law, it's quite on par. There is a problem with courts. The liquidation of the higher arbitrage 2 years ago, I think, was a mistake, because the higher arbitrage used to be this institution of development, really. And we'd like to see the problem solved, that the Supreme Court has to turn into the Institute of Development, because the courts, the fair, independent, fast courts, are the guarantee for any investment, and that's something we need to be working upon. And the rest, the other barriers, really, they consist of mental things, like here at the conference, my neighbor was a gentleman from Japan, and him and I talked about what stands in the way of development of relationships with Japan. And it's mental things, because, see, the propaganda in Japan works all right, full force, and they're still exploiting some things, that are leftovers from World War II, with the rudeness of Russian soldiers, with inadequate behavior. And, there's like intercultural exchanges, events like this forum, we have to take this edge off.